Hello everyone and welcome to Mind Garbage. My name is Eric Myers and today is a special episode. I'm going to be going over the Nintendo Switch reveal conference that they had and what my thoughts are on it. First things first, I want to say I'm a Nintendo fan at heart. I never really owned a Nintendo console until very recently, whereas now I have a Super Nintendo and a GameCube, which I consider to be the best consoles that they've had. Maybe the NES, just a shade above Super Nintendo as far as impactful games. But going into this, I was really excited. I would love to see Nintendo being Nintendo and doing cool things that they do. Their games are always good. They're never bad, and that's the thing that I appreciate. Until very recently, they've had a couple stinkers with Mario Tennis and Star Fox Zero, which seems like a lot of people were not into. And going into this, it seemed like they were poised to do everything right and actually succeed. My problem is that this is Nintendo being Nintendo. If you're familiar with Jim Sterling, he put out a video recently on the Jimquisition show talking about Nintendo and just their virtual console store. And one thing that he said kind of resonated with me is that he said there's a thing called a Nintendo move, a move so stupid that it can only be that no one could predict it and called it, a Nintendo move. And watching the stream, they really seem to have doubled down on that. First things first, getting some positive things out of the way. Mario and Zelda look fantastic. This new Mario game looks great. It's more in line with what I like in a Mario game, being more Sunshine in 64 and kind of just this exploration 3D platformer. That looks great. Zelda looks fantastic. It looks like a gorgeous game, and I can't wait to play it at some point. The price, I think, is fair. A lot of people were saying that they wanted to see it at $250. I think $300 is totally fine. It sets expectations as this should be premium hardware. The problem is everything surrounding it. Is that this is ridiculous that Nintendo expects people to spend as much money on this hardware. You're looking at it 3 years later, removed from the PS4 and Xbox One. I understand that this is newer hardware, and so by definition or default or whatever, it would be more expensive. My problem is that the hardware itself is just not, it's not as good. And there's nothing wrong with that. Power does not equal great gameplay and great video games. It doesn't. The problem is that I can walk into a store and buy a PS4 bundle or an Xbox One bundle that will come with a game and a controller, and it will net me $250 to $300. And the problem is looking at this is that you have the Joy-Cons, which I'm hearing a lot of okay things about from people just watching at the event, and it seems like it's very much just like it's a novelty kind of idea. But the Pro Controller, the one that you would want to use, is $70. $70. And then they have the audacity to charge for $50 for half of a controller. Like, are you kidding me? That's the most bonehead move I've ever seen any developer or anyone ever do. That is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then you're looking at their online service. And the problem that I find with their online service is, first of all, I think it's cool that they're having a NES and SNES game for free for the month. That's wonderful. But then of course there's a catch with it, and that you don't get to keep it after that month. It's over. It's gone. It's taken away from you, which makes no sense. And no way, shape, or form does that make any sense. And then you have just the online service in general, which is all going to be done through an app that you pay for, which, are you for real? I really take a step back and look at the Xbox and PlayStation 2. Yes, we're going back 15 years. PlayStation 2 with the modem, and Xbox with its, just being able to use the broadband internet at the time, you were able to voice chat with people, and that you can't actually do this on the Nintendo Switch in a system that is coming out in 2017, and it's all going to be done through an app on your phone, which makes no sense to me as far as why can't I do it on the Switch? Really, if it's supposed to be so easy and so convenient, why can't I do it on the Switch if I'm, say, on a car or on a plane or whatever? Why do I have to pull out a separate device to do it on a phone or any smart device, as the wording says, and do it from there? That makes no sense. No sense. And you cannot, in my opinion, you cannot justify this. And the thing around wraps all of this in a neat little bow is third-party support. Now, I'm not one of those types where I don't want to play the newest and greatest game on the Nintendo system at all. I don't want to play Mass Effect Andromeda on my Switch. I want to play it on my PlayStation 4 so it looks beautiful on my 4K TV. I don't want to play it on an inferior piece of hardware, and that's no offense to Nintendo. But the problem is the fact that there's no inclination for BioWare or EA to put this on the system. They fly out someone from Redwood City all the way to Tokyo to say, hey, we got FIFA. And then you have Ubisoft, who's going to put Steep and Rayman Legends. Now, Rayman Legends is a great game. I myself played it and I really enjoy it. That game came out in 2013. What the hell? Like, really, this is the best you're getting? And Steep, a game that by all accounts seems good, decent game. But what's the point? Why are you going to have that game on there? I don't understand. I don't understand I don't understand the point of it. And the problem is that in this event, they had systems coming out, or not systems, they had game developers coming out, and like Sega and Atlas, and talking about, oh, we started this game, it's a project, we're going to be bringing it to the Switch. But they didn't show anything. They showed a couple stills. When the PlayStation 4 was revealed, at least even games like Deep Down, which seemed to be nowhere in sight, we at least had a tangible idea of what the system could do. And it was a developer showing faith in the console, saying, we are going to bring this game. And yes, a smoke and mirrors, but that is what press conferences are. And this is smoke and mirrors in an incredibly stupid way. I don't care that you have Octo Dad Runner, or whatever the game was called, the Project Octo something, Octo Traveler, I think that's what it's called. Like, that doesn't matter to me. Show me a game and give me a reason to be excited about this that isn't Zelda and Mario. And then you're looking at their launch lineup, which is absolutely awful. And I'm sorry, if you're buying this console for just The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which admittedly looks amazing, it looks like a great game, you're going to be done with that in what? A month? 2 months at the absolute most, if you do everything, I assume. Keep going out, and then what? You're going to play Mario Kart 8, which you probably already played on a Wii U if you're buying the Switch, and if not, it's an old game. And then you're looking at what else is around the launch lineup, which is 1-2 Switch, which looks like a pretty fun, interesting game that you would play maybe a few times, but it's not even a pack-in, which, to me, Nintendo is the master of the pack-in, where you have Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers, that was on the original NES, and then later on the Wii Sports, one of the greatest just fun games to play with your friends. I mean, come on, that game was a revolution practically. Maybe not have panned out totally in the grand scheme of things, but it sold units. That game sold units. And even though 1-2 Switch is kind of a weird, admittedly strange looking game, the fact that that game is not a pack-in and they're going to expect you to pay $60 for a minigame compilation is absolutely ridiculous to me. And it hurts my heart because I see all this and I want Nintendo to succeed. This does not put them in a good position whatsoever. If that you have third parties that barely seem interested to the point where it's not even Skyrim Legendary Edition that's coming to PS4. It seems like it's just Skyrim 2011 that came out onto PS4. I mean, on PS3 and Xbox 360. So it's like, okay, have fun with your 6-year-old game that you're going to be playing. That, sure, it may look cool, and being able to play it on, a handheld is awesome, but that's not what's going to drive people to buy it. And then the fact that it's not even around the launch window, it's going to be in fall. You can't sell a console where you really only have 2 big games through the entire year, and that is it. And then yes, there are cool third-party things, very limited things like, you know, what's it called? Super Street Fighter Turbo Hyper Edition, whatever it's called, that one. And then you have, yes, you do have NBA 2K, but this is not enough. And this is, I'm frightened for Nintendo. And all they had to do was come out and say, we have a Mario game, we've got a Zelda game, we've got a Metroid game, we've got a Donkey Kong game, Virtual Console. Everything that's come out on Virtual Console, it's on right now. And that's all they had to do. And then say, here's some third-party games, here's some indie games that you'll be able to play within the first coming months, and have a nice, steady schedule. But no, they didn't do that. So, overall, my feelings on this whole thing is that I went from being incredibly excited about the Switch to I could care less about it now. And that's bad because of the fact that I'm not the only one. People that are lovers of Nintendo crying in the streets watching this. It's as if you're on a plane with a pilot, you're flying, pilot's having a great time, chatting it up with you, and then he looks over at you, and then he just nosedives the goddamn plane into a mountain. And you're like, what the heck? Everything was going great. And that's what Nintendo has done. So, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and share with all that, all that good stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at EricMyers93, link down below. And I'll see you guys next time.